All right, here we go. Keke, we'll start off with you.
Hey.
What is Lightyear about?
Lightyear is so obviously we know Buzz comes from Toy Story. And the idea is that in Toy Story, he had a toy Buzz Lightyear. And that action figure came from the movie Lightyear. So Lightyear is the movie that made Andy want to get the Buzz Lightyear action figure.
And technically, Tim Allen's voice, everyone's like he's the original. Technically, he was copied off Chris Evans' voice from the film. Technically, he recorded that after the movie came out. So we're in a time loop. We're in a time loop here.
From the point of view of storyteller yourself, what is your impression of Pixar's approach to filmmaking?
As a storyteller myself, my impression of Pixar as storytellers themselves is that I've always looked up to them. I've been watching the Pixar films for many years. I've got all-time favorites like Up and Inside Out because they gave the message to just not only to us but to children especially, that it's okay to be in touch with human emotions and that emotions are real and that there are things that human problems and things you're going to go through when you grow older, and it's all valid, and prepare yourself, and it's what everyone goes through. And I think Up is one of the greatest films because it's it's just that image of having to get rid of all of the stuff out of his house, and including those last two heavy chairs, which are the things, his memories and the things that he was holding on to with his wife. But in order for him to fly and save this kid and to set off into the sky and also into the future, you got to let that stuff go. And that's what's freeing. It's just simple, beautiful messages like that. It's why the Pixar films are the greatest.
Absolutely.
Dale, describe the planet that Buzz, Alicia, and the crew are marooned on.
Oh man, Takani Prime. It is it's got sentient plants. And so it's as though you're in the Amazon, but it's trying to move in and get itself around your arms and legs at all times. Part of what the Zap Patrol does is keep this sort of living snake-like foliage cut back to help, let people move from one place to the other. That's sort of the big image I have of Takani Prime. There's a lot of industrial looking buildings that were built after they got marooned there over the period of time that they've actually, tried to make have made a city of some kind.
Keke, describe the Junior Zap Patrol.
The Junior Zap Patrol are consisting of myself, Izzy, my character, Izzy Hawthorne, Darby, Mo, and essentially, and Derek, or Eric, I should say, which you'll see in the movie. But essentially, they are a patrol that is not quite yet at the level of being, the real, Zap, the real Rangers. So they're kind of like assembled this junior patrol where they're trying to learn and figure out how to actually become, get to that next level of actually being real, quote unquote, heroes.
Taika, explain how Lightyear is the movie Andy saw that made him want to be Buzz Lightyear action figure.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So Lightyear is the film that was made back in 1994 and which then inspired the toy that was made afterwards that Andy from the Toy Story films asked his mother for his birthday. And so she went out in 1995 when that film came out, she got the toy and gave it to Andy. And so that's sort of like the universe of Toy Story and Buzz Lightyear and how they're related.
Dale, what did it mean to you to take part in a Pixar film?
Well, everything in some respects was certainly with regard to working with a fantastically talented and in my opinion, they must be very good-hearted people to have turned out the kind of films that they have turned out, which are heart and wise and inside of you and outside of you, and appealing to children and adults. It's really it's a phenomenon. And I'm sure that it's been nurtured in a certain kind of way, but I'm very happy to be part of it. Very happy.
Keke,
That's Darby's version of being very happy.
Keke, who is Izzy, and who is her special connection to Buzz Lightyear?
So Izzy Hawthorne, her grandmother is actually Alicia Hawthorne, who was a ranger, a space ranger with Buzz Lightyear. So she has all this history of who Buzz is, and she has all this really rich, great history about the legacy of her grandmother as this amazing space ranger before they got marooned, where Izzy essentially grew up. And so Izzy is just this curious, emerging leader who already has all the tools that she needs to be everything that she wants to be. But her journey in Lightyear is about discovering that herself, and with all of her friends in the Junior Zap Patrol.
Taika, who is Mo, and why is he part of the Junior Zap Patrol?
Mo Morrison is the character I play, and he comes from a broken home. He was raised by his mother in a community full of solo mothers. So he's only ever known women. He feels comfortable around women, and so like this little group is perfect for him. He's got Izzy and he's got Darby, who kind of guide him. He looks up to them, and he wants to help, but just because he's often clumsy and unfocused and not concentrating, it often leads to more problems when he does try to help.
Who is Darby, and what led her to the Junior Zap Patrol?
Okay, well, Darby Steele is a woman of an advanced age, who's in very good shape, who is recently been incarcerated, and part of her parole may be lessened if she does well as a part of the Junior Zap Patrol. It's sort of like a community service for me, and it turns out to be much more than that. It gives me actually a purpose to end up in the story, actually, becoming the crew. It's very, fantastic for her.